It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. Leading them out is their 6'3" quarterback, the 3rd overall selection in 2018, Sam Darnold.
Mike, 22's coming, Mike. Coming, baby, I'm coming, baby.
Darnold on first down. Man open, that's Robert Foster, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Darnold from the gun. He'll get this to his running back. It's Justin Jackson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The offensive starters now for the Jets.
I don't know about you, but I love a good undrafted free agent success story. So let's take a look at Robbie Anderson, the wide receiver, because in 2017, 63 catches, 941 yards, and a strong candidate for the Pro Bowl. Didn't quite get there, but was knocking on the door. How about that for an undrafted free agent out of Temple, now making good in the NFL?
And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. A run through the starters defensively for the Texans. They were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
Go sack. 2 check.
On 3rd down, Smiley. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
Ready? Hey,
They'll run on 1st down. Nixon, he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
On 3rd down, Nixon. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a 1st down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try the air now with Newton. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. A pickup of 11 and a Texans 1st down. Now Newton on 1st down. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That's good for 28 yards. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it, it seems almost effortless.
And they'll have it in the red end zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
From the red zone now, Newton. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Newton. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
The New York set to take the field. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now it's Darnold, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke, and they will score a pick six for the Texans TD. Short throw pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. This Jets offense heading back out there now, led by Sam Darnold, and looking to erase his memory bank from his opening drive a moment ago that ended in a pick six for the first points of the ball game.
And in my experience, a lot of quarterbacks, after throwing a pick six, the first thing they want to do is fire another one and get those points back immediately. But what really helps you get back in sync is a good, long, methodical drive, mixing with...
Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down.
You better talk to your boy. You better talk to your boy. I'm going to protect you.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. To throw is Darnold. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now a give right side. Nixon. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this 3rd down. Newton to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Darnold. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
20.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Hey, Mike, you can't block me. You can't block me. Check.
A play fake, and it's Darnold. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Well-timed effort there by Derwin James, a sack from his safety position.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Another try after the first down sack. Darnold. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. As his guys are in for 6, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The fly route works for the TD Graham.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did. All the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. On second and a couple, Newton. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a third time. And Xavier Woods with a pick. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 31, Darnold, and that's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
From the gun on third down, here's Darnold. And he's going to have the connection with Foster. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. On first down, it's Darnold. Throw complete to Herndon. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion.
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decide.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range. But boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
Oh, what a juke into space. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A huge play there for Houston. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Let's go, let's go.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. To throw again, Newton. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by him and setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
To throw is Newton. And that will be incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
Fielded about a yard deep. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Texans scoop it. And they will finally stop it, but a great return gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Newton, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
What I need 50 seconds to mine. Me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Begin. Kill. 8. 57.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And New York set to take the field. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays.
No, bottled up fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
We're going to shut this down.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. One receiver left, 2 to the right. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, Newton. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Marquise Goodwin as the first half is winding down. And the Texans push further out in front.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Now he's back out there to boom this one away. Maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Mike 4. Here we go.
Darnold. Herndon's got it complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
He's out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. A final shot before the break. Darnold. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. This is taken at the 3. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Cam Newton getting ready to go again on offense. And it was somewhat of a strange first half. He threw 3 interceptions, yet you look at the scoreboard, they've got the lead.
So you know what I think he did at the half? He stood up in front of the team, especially in front of the defense, and said, thank you. Appreciate what you've done. You guys have picked me up in a big way. And guess what? I'm going to get back to being who I am, which is pretty darn good. Let's go play the second half.
15 yards, the Texans pick up the 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Newton now to throw. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, here's Newton. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd and inches, Newton being chased out left. Going for, and this is going to be intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open, otherwise just don't do it.
Now a pass taken in by the tight end Herndon. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Throwing on 2nd down. Darnold, he's got Herndon, his tight end. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 45-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line. Darnold to throw again. Open man is Robbie Anderson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Darnold going to lead the offense up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Darnold completes it. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the 1st half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Right back to him on 1st down. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
This one taken just inside the 10. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a 2nd time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that 2nd score here in the 3rd quarter. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. C.J. Mosley able to record his 5th sack of the season. Throwing on 2nd and long. Newton. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, batted free. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Newton. And that is incomplete.
Good job by this defense, and now playing what they call complementary football. Offense scores a touchdown for them, so they come right out, force what should be a 3-and-out, and keep the momentum squarely on their side.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Fielded just inside the 20. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. After some early struggles running the ball, they've really picked it up. Early it just seemed like there were no holes there. Now all of a sudden the holes seem to be there. I don't know if that's just my imagination.
And give them credit that they kept their confidence.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Zach Cunningham rolling in to get the sack.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
To try again after the sack. Darnold. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Jets on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Darnold now to throw. Found his target. It's Anderson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Ross on the return. And he's out right at the 25. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. This one caught by Ridley. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Houston. In for the score. And the Texans push further out in front.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC as the Jets come back out on offense. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down. Darnold now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10 on the draw. It's Jackson. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Darnold hitting his tight end, Herndon. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. Open man, here's Foster.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On the draw, here's Jackson. And he'll get it down here to the 43. And he's going to be close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Texans' 43-yard line.
Receiver. Hey,
Darnold will throw it on 3rd and 1. Got an open man. It's Foster. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Robert Foster, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust because you're... First move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
20. Gun.
Back to throw, Newton. Throwing middle, and it's complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
Good work, boy. Let's go. Let's go.
First down, Texans.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Nixon whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight.
Newton to throw. Deep ball for Goodwin. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Marquise Goodwin, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans push further out in front.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
So the drive there took 6 plays, and it results in the Texans finding the end zone. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. So Sam Darnold in the offense. Down by 2 touchdowns. Just over a minute, 40 to play. Field goals, useless at this point. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need them in short order. Darnold on 1st down. Open man is Ross, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
Now you have to like the play call because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and then completions to use the clock.
Darnold trying to hustle everybody along with the clock moving. It's caught by Jackson. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Open man left side. That's the tight end, Herndon. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Darnold, he's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Justin Reed. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route allows him to make a lot of plays on the football, and he's taking it away at a really high rate.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. That's complete to his speedy wideout Goodwin. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Now Newton steps away to it, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Newton's going to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. Going to throw right side here. Complete. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Out of the gun, Newton. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. The intended target was Calvin Ridley. That'll bring up 2nd down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Newton. Flush to his right. On the run. He'll let it go deep. Right sideline. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. John Ross, the one he was looking for. 3rd down here. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Newton throwing again. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Here's Newton. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Texans, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Jets, the rough season continues as they plunge to 1-13. And they will be at home next week to take on the New York Giants. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire